It is Tuesday, August 25th, and welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot to get to today. MLB slate, there's a full slate of MLB games. We've also got a couple updates with the page that I'm super excited to dive into. So let's jump right in. I'll hop over to Twitter. I'm just going to start with it right off the bat. It's pinned on my profile. I wanted to get this rolling before the start of the NFL season. Kind of a big time announcement for me over here. Past few months, I've been working on my Patreon page. There's going to be a free version. There's going to be a paid version. There's going to be a free chat that everyone can go to and kind of talk sports, talk betting. There's also going to be a paid chat with paid subscribers. If you want to join that, feel free. On that paid model, you're definitely going to get bets each week, probably 3 to 4. Obviously, data, things like that with every play. And then just a nice community to talk sports. Nothing really will change over here on Twitter. I'm going to be providing the same content as usual, posting, all the sports betting stuff that I usually am. It's just a little bit extra for me over on Patreon. Just a place for everyone to come talk betting, sports, and just have a good time. Definitely can't promise winners all the time, but if you do want to join, hit this link, or the link also is in my bio right here. Just hit the Linktree link and it'll take you to the Patreon page. So super excited about that. That's going to be awesome and fun during the football season. I will be dropping a couple parlays early tonight for my NFL futures plays. If you are looking for those, go head over there, sign up. It's only $4.99 per month, and you can obviously cancel at any time. So if you're interested in that, interested in the page, go over there, hit the follow for free. You can also subscribe if you'd like. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get to some bets for tonight, and let's get to some futures, parlays, and bets for the NFL, which is crazy to say. It's right around the corner, and I am super, super stoked for football to start. Did cash last night on the player props parlay, which was awesome. I still am having some serious trouble with the home run bets, but parlays have been pretty dialed in as of recently. Have strikeout rates, as always. A couple solid pitchers here: Gavin Williams, Aaron Nola, who have really racked up the Ks recently. Obviously, home run bets right here. Rocking with Rafael Devers tonight, plus 340. He's kind of flown under the radar. I haven't even really looked too much into him, but he's up to 27 home runs on the season. Just went deep last night. And I think he's got another great matchup today. At home in San Francisco, I think it's a really good spot for him to go yard. So I'm taking Devers tonight for the home run bet. And then we'll go up player props, moneyline plays, as always. We'll dive into the player props first. I got 3 that I really like, and I just picked my favorite 2 for the parlay tonight. We'll start with Yordan Alvarez, over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's absolutely crushed at Yankee Stadium this year, or in his career. I'm not sure if he's played there this year, but in his career, he's done really well there. 9 home runs in only 75 plate appearances at Yankee Stadium. He's also hitting 340 off right-handed pitching. I thought that was something to note. And then 5 at-bats in his career against Will Warren, 4 hits in those 5 at-bats. So he's got a good track record against Will Warren. I think it's a good matchup for him tonight, and that's why I'm going with him over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Same thing with Freddie Freeman, and I'm putting them both in the parlay tonight for the player props. Freddie Freeman's back in Atlanta, his first ball club that he played for. Over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I like this matchup a ton tonight. He's faced Bryce Elder a bunch in his career. He's batting .333 against him in 12 at-bats. He's also better on the road and against right-handed pitching this season. So that will help him tonight for sure. Hitting .320 on the road and against right-handed pitching, which is excellent. And again, good matchup against Elder tonight in Atlanta. And then last one will be a pitcher for the player props. I'm going with Gavin Williams over the 7.5 strikeouts tonight. He's pitched really well recently. 6 of his last 8 starts, he's been over 7.5 strikeouts. He's been a machine for this Guardians team, honestly. Angels also will help him a ton. They're bottom 3 in strikeouts per game. This game is on the road in Los Angeles, but I don't think that will matter. Gavin Williams has been excellent. I think he can easily get over the 7.5 strikeouts tonight. So I like Gavin Williams tonight in Los Angeles. Against the Angels, not the Dodgers. That'd be a little bit of a different story. All right, and I'll move over to the money line plays here. I got 3 that I like. I'll pick 2 for the parlay that I really like. But I'm going to start with the Red Sox. Red Sox on the money line. They're on a 4-game win streak. They've also worked themselves back into a comfortable playoff spot. They're like well in the playoffs. They were way out of the playoffs just like a month and a half ago, but have really worked their way in. Peyton Toll also has been crazy good this year. 2.52 ERA on the road for the Red Sox this season. And the Red Sox have been scoring runs. Their offense has been pretty good. I like the starter tonight, so I will take them over the Marlins. The Marlins were in playoff contention, but really, really faded, especially at the trade deadline. So Red Sox on the money line there. And then I'm going to parlay them tonight with the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers, but they are in Atlanta. It's going to be a tough game. Tyler Glasnow will return tonight for them. Hasn't pitched in a while. I did look into his minor stats, and he looked pretty sharp. He didn't really give up too many runs. It's definitely a tough Braves lineup, but I think Glasnow can handle them tonight. They started off August slow, but really turned it around. They've won 6 in a row now. The Dodgers have, so they're kind of streaking now. But Red Sox have won 4 in a row. Dodgers 6 in a row. I like them both tonight. And then the Padres, I'm going back to the Padres. I had them last night. They lost by a run. And I can't believe I'm fading Paul Skeens, but I'm fading him tonight. He hasn't been that good as of late, and the Padres have been hitting pretty consistently. So I like the Padres tonight over the Pirates. Michael King also has pitched pretty well, 3.21 ERA at home this year. It is in San Diego. So that's a plus for the Padres and Michael King. But yeah, like the Padres tonight, like the Dodgers and the Red Sox. And then let's get to some of the parlays here. So Red Sox, Dodgers, I parlayed them up. This one feels so good. 20 to win 50, Red Sox, Dodgers. I have a hard time seeing that miss. So let's hopefully that can cash. And then I went with Alvarez and Freeman, 2 stud hitters tonight. 2 of the player props I trust the most. So I'm going with them tonight. 20 to win 56. I think it's pretty good odds there for Alvarez and Freeman. Both on the road, but I think they have really good matchups in their game tonight. So that's why I went with those guys there and the teams on the money line play. And then let's dive over to DraftKings here just to go look at some odds for tonight. So Red Sox are minus 140 on the money line. I think they definitely should be favored. A couple games I just stayed away from that just were kind of odd, like Yankees, Astros, Royals have won like 9 straight. I just wanted to stay away from that one. But Dodgers are favored minus 148. I think they have the edge even on the road tonight. So I like the Dodgers. And then Padres. Padres minus 119. You see where the public is on this one. Yeah, 59% are on Padres money line. That checks out. So those are all of the plays for tonight in the MLB. So Ran through all those. If you did miss any, you can obviously rewatch or just hop over to the Twitter. Hop over to my Twitter, Nolan Klein Bets, and they will all be there for you. Let's get to some NFL plays. I put my first futures parlay out there this morning. I'm also going to go through the NFC North today. I'm going to go through the NFC North. We will look at all those teams and the player props I like for each one of those teams. But I'm going to start with the parlay here. This is the running backs parlay. I went with 3 solid player props that I like. Kyren Williams over 950.5 rushing yards. Kenneth Walker over 7.5 touchdowns. And then Chase Brown over 10 total touchdowns on the season. This one is 20 to win 120. I'm going to have 4 parlays that look very similar to all of these. If we hit 1, we profit. If we hit 2, we really profit. And then obviously if we hit more, that's awesome. So 4 futures plays, I bet them over on Prize Picks. If you want to bet them and follow along the season, that would be awesome. I like all of these players a ton this year. I think they're in pretty good offenses and will have the opportunity to score. Kyren, defense is better for the Rams, and he's also consistently been over this total. 1,100 yards in three straight seasons with the Rams. I think their defense is better. They should be running the ball more. So I like Kyren a ton this year as far as rushing yards goes. So Kyren Williams over 950.5 there. Kenneth Walker, interesting spot, signed in the offseason with Kansas City from Seattle. I think it's a better offense probably, and I think Kansas City will deploy him more around the red zone, which the Seahawks did not. So Walker over 7.5 touchdowns, I think is a solid mark. He's only hit it in 2 out of 4 seasons, but it wasn't with the Chiefs. It was with the Seahawks. I think they treat him differently in Kansas City, and I think he goes over this total here. And then last running back is Chase Brown, 10 total touchdowns. I'm going over that. He's been over this total in 2 straight seasons, even with Joe Burrow being on and off the field. Everyone's healthy as of right now. I also think their defense got a little better. They should be in more games. Chase Brown should be getting more touches, even receptions out of the backfield. And he's only 26. I thought he was much older than that, but only 26 years old. Defense is better. I think Chase Brown really produces in this offense. Again, 20 to win, 120 here. Obviously, bet responsibly. But I think it's a good futures parlay for the start of the NFL season. It's literally 2 weeks away. And I cannot wait for that. There are a ton of NFL plays over on DraftKings or wherever you are. There's future plays all over. Also, I think week 1 lines have come out, which is awesome. I'm probably going to dive into those soon. We've also got college football too, right around the corner this upcoming weekend. So a ton of stuff coming very, very quickly. But let's get back. I got a couple player props. I've released the player props over the course of the last couple weeks. I'm going to break down the NFC North today. So I'll start with, let's go Vikings first here. Start with the Vikings. I'm going with Jordan Addison over his receiving total of 649.5. Should be an interesting dynamic in Minnesota. I know Kyler Murray has won the starting role. If they fall back to J.J. McCarthy, he played in the system last year. He's coming off a super down year with only 42 receptions, but he was suspended for 3 games. I think he's probably one of the best second receivers in the NFL. I think he's got the quarterback upgrade, and then he did fly over the 649.5 mark in his first 2 seasons in Minnesota. So I do expect a little bit of a bounce back with Kyler Murray at the helm here for Jordan Addison. So over 649.5 receiving yards. I think that's a solid play for the Vikings. All right, we go to the Packers. I think this is one of the only unders I actually have, and it's Christian Watson. I see a lot of people really liking Christian Watson this year. I'm not going to bet on him until he can stay healthy. He hasn't really shown that he can stay healthy. It's a pretty high receiving total, 774.5. Packers historically don't throw too much, and he's also never been over this total. 4 career seasons, he's never been over this receiving mark. I need him to prove he can stay healthy for me to actually bet on Christian Watson. They also have a couple other studs. Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, and Tucker Kraft. Looks like he's going to be healthy to start the season. And look, 4 seasons, he's never proven that he can get over this. I'm taking the under on this. There's so much that can go wrong, and he's never proven that he can get over this mark. So just a lot of competition. He's always getting injured. I like the under there for Christian Watson. All right, I'll move to the Lions. Another quarterback. I have a couple quarterbacks here that I really liked. But Jared Goff over 4,049.5 passing yards. Pretty much every season he's been over this total with the Lions. 4 straight seasons over 4,400 passing yards. If he can stay healthy, he's going to get over this mark, and that's pretty much a given. He's done it 4 straight seasons, and also 6th easiest strength of schedule in 2026. I would not expect that for a team coming off a pretty good year, but 6th easiest strength of schedule. So this one pretty much comes down to, will he stay healthy? If he does, he goes over this. He's got all the weapons. Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, and then even Gibbs out of the backfield. I mean, he's going to get over this total if he plays even 16 games. All right, and then let's see, who did we forget? The Bears. Go to the Bears. All right, Bears is one of the tight ends that I love a ton this year. He went off at the end of last season. I think he's going to just have a phenomenal year. It's Colston Loveland, over 775.5 receiving yards. I think it might actually be up to 800 receiving yards at this point. But it's a pretty good case here that I wrote up. First 6 games of the season, he was only at 116 receiving yards in 2025. And then after that mark, ended up with 713 receiving yards by the end of the season. So it took him and Williams a little bit of time to get going. But once they figured it out, they kind of clicked. And he's still super young. I think only 22 or 23. Bunch of upside. I think the targets are going to flow in for Loveland, and he will get over this mark. I could see a world where he's getting near 1,000 receiving yards if he stays healthy the entire season. So I like Loveland a ton. There's a couple tight ends that I really like. So there will be a tight end parlay. Look for that in the near future. That will be out early on the Patreon if you are going to subscribe to that. So a little bonus there, get some plays early. But other than that, huge announcement for me right here. But everything over here on Twitter is going to stay the same. Still same plays. We've got a bunch for tonight. Hopefully we can cash some later tonight, and then kind of move forward to college football and the NFL. I do have a straight play. We did hit the straight play yesterday. I almost forgot about this over on the HQ page. I'm going with Cubs Diamondbacks under the 8.5 total runs tonight. Minus 115. 2 good starters with solid ERAs. I know it's 2 good offenses, but the Diamondbacks have struggled recently. So I like this under 8.5. It's a ton of runs. We did cash last night with the Phillies and Mariners over, but I'm going with an under tonight. Other than that, I think that's everything. If you missed anything, obviously you can rewatch. It'll be as a VOD on the channel. But Thank you guys so much for the support. Obviously, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe over on YouTube. And then go check out the Patreon. It's free. You can subscribe for free. There obviously is a paid subscription as well if you want to support me and join in on the fun for college football and NFL, the NFL season. But other than that, I will see you all tomorrow. We'll have more picks and plays. And then obviously, just stay up to date over on Twitter. I'll be constantly updating everything on there. Alrighty, I will see you all tomorrow with another